Welcome to the weekly Freelance Bar podcast. I'm Scott,
And I'm Sarah.
and we are back for another deep dive into all the craziness going on in the world of big tech this week.
That's right. A whole lot going on, as always.
As always, so let's jump right into it.
That's good.
This first story, this is about TikTok. This is pretty interesting to me. UIF users can now download the app right from the TikTok website.
Straight from the website.
So what?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, what is going on with that? What is the deal?
Well, they're calling it side loading. And basically what it means is you can download an app outside of the official app stores, like Google Play or Apple's App Store.
Oh, okay. So you just go to their website
You got it.
and download it right there.
Exactly. It's basically TikTok's way of getting around the ban that's been,
Oh, right. But
looming.
because they were saying they were going to ban it?
Yeah.
I thought that was going to happen already.
It's been a whole back and forth thing.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk and, a lot of political back and forth over it.
So now this is a way around it. So,
Uh-huh.
so does this mean that Android users
Yep.
are good to go? Can they just go and grab it?
Android users are good to go. They can just go to the website and download the app, but Apple users are still kind of stuck in this weird limbo.
So they're still banned?
Pretty much because sideloading is not allowed on iOS.
Oh,
So Apple users still have to go through the App Store, and right now they can't find TikTok there.
interesting. So you can really see how much power Apple has.
Exactly. And this is why some people are saying that platforms like Apple's App Store are actually limiting competition and innovation because they have this control over what apps we can access.
Right? And some people don't like that. They want more of an open
Yeah, they want more of an open market.
market for sure.
And I think TikTok's move here is kind of a direct challenge to that control.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what
Definitely.
happens with this whole thing.
Yeah, how Apple responds and what this means for the future of app stores in general.
For sure. Now, this next story, this one's a little bit unsettling to me. This is about iCloud, this backdoor that the UK government is putting in or asking Apple to put in.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Yeah, the UK government secretly ordered Apple to create this backdoor into encrypted iCloud backups.
Uh-huh.
I mean, how big of a deal is this really?
It's a huge deal, and not just for UK users, because iCloud is a global service, so anyone who uses it could be vulnerable. When we talk about a backdoor and encryption, imagine a secret entrance that bypasses all the security measures that are in place. Encryption is meant to protect our privacy, so this backdoor basically allows someone, like in this case the UK government, to get in and see our data.
So like you put a lock on your door, but then the government has a spare key.
Exactly. And, they argue it's for national security, but critics are worried that this could be exploited by hackers or by other governments.
Right.
And that puts everyone's data at risk.
Yeah, because if you make a backdoor for one person, can't someone else find it?
That's the worry, right?
Yeah, that is a little unsettling, for sure.
Yeah, it feels like we're constantly battling between security and privacy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's move on to something a little bit more positive here. I like this. Microsoft The Edge is adding the new AI feature to try and combat these online scams.
Yes.
Which seems very timely, right?
Very timely. This is something that I think a lot of people are going to appreciate.
Yeah, for sure. So how does this work?
So it's really cool how it works. The AI analyzes full screen pages. So those pages that take over your whole screen.
Right.
And it compares those pages to known scam websites. And if it spots anything suspicious, anything that kind of raises a red flag, Edge automatically exits the full screen mode, mutes any audio, and gives you a warning.
Oh, wow. So it just like shuts the whole thing down, basically.
Basically, yeah. It's trying to protect you before you can even fall for the scam.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I do wonder, though, can it accidentally block legitimate websites? Like, how good is this AI?
Well, that's a valid concern. There's always a risk of false positives with AI. So it'll be interesting to see how well this feature works in practice,
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll see.
Now, this next AI story, this is also pretty interesting. This is about Google Photos. They're adding watermarks to images that are edited with their Magic Editor tool.
Yeah, I saw that.
So are they trying to kind of play catch up with all these deepfake concerns out there?
It definitely seems like a step towards transparency.
Okay.
Because, as AI-generated content becomes more common, we need ways to distinguish between real and manipulated images.
Yeah.
So a watermark is basically like a label saying, hey, this image has been edited with AI.
Okay, that makes sense. But are watermarks really enough to solve this problem? I mean, can't someone just, remove a watermark?
Yeah, that's true. They're not foolproof. Sophisticated editing techniques could remove them or alter them.
Right.
But I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
At least it's starting a conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this next story, this one is fascinating to me. Lyft is using an AI assistant called Claude, for their customer service.
Interesting.
And it's drastically reduced their resolution times. So is this the future of customer support?
It's certainly efficient. They've seen an 87% reduction in resolution times for driver inquiries,
Wow.
which is huge.
That's a lot.
But while AI can handle those routine tasks, what happens when someone has a complex issue that really needs that human touch?
Yeah.
And
Right.
some drivers are already feeling like they're not getting the personalized support that they need.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's good for like the easy questions,
Yeah, the tick and easy stuff.
but maybe not for those
Not for the complex stuff.
complicated ones.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about threads. They're adding custom feeds now,
Yes.
similar to what Bluesky is doing.
I think this is going to be a big one.
So why are they doing this? What's the thinking behind this?
Well, it's a trend that we're seeing across social media right now. Users want more control over their content. So Threads is giving them the ability to create feeds based on specific profiles or topics.
Okay,
So this allows them to curate their experience and avoid all the noise of the general feed.
interesting. So it's kind of like making your own little,
Your own little world.
your own little world of threads.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it raises interesting questions about the future of algorithmic feeds. Are we eventually going to have full control over what we see online?
Yeah, it seems like the landscape is constantly changing.
Absolutely. It's a very dynamic and fascinating time to be plugged in.
That's for sure. So what are your final thoughts on all this? Is there anything that stood out to you the most in this whole?
It's a lot to digest.
It is. There's a lot going on.
From App Store power struggles to AI that can either help us or, maybe hinder us in some ways.
Right.
It seems like we need to be more tech savvy than ever before.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's all for this week. Remember to follow us on YouTube, Bluesky, and X.com for hourly news updates. Stay connected.
And we'll be back next week with another deep dive.
See you then.